Yeah, let's crack on and give it a go. I'll speak quietly.
Okay, let's start from the very beginning then. And this is where we left you last episode, in front of our little house in Jamesville. Apologies for the late start today. A few Skype issues there, but seem to be all resolved now, and hopefully you can hear me okay.
Yes.
And here we go.
Yeah,
As we said last time, this was the first proper house we built, where we decided we were going to stay in the location for a little while and do some building. So we have a little fly around what we've got. There's a modern house built out of what at the time were new blocks, brand new blocks. Let's try the diorite out, Thor. And the granite, so you'll see little granite walls, diorite walls, and stone. Along with, as is traditional for us, a little bit of quartz to try and make it look modern. Attached to the side, but I was really quite pleased with this little garage to the side. Although there's nothing in it, it's not particularly functional.
It is, in fact.
The door looks really good.
It is completely empty. There's very boring content there.
Yeah, sideways quartz pillars. It looks just like a little proper roller garage door. I was quite pleased with that little build.
There you go. It doesn't take a lot to please you, really, does it, mate?
No, I like that.
Easily pleased. What's over this bridge here? I don't even remember what that was. There's a lot of stuff in here that we won't. We're visiting a lot of this stuff for the first time in a million years.
Yeah. I think I've got a feeling this wasn't very much at all.
It's just a hole in the ground.
Oh, look, there's a big old staircase going down. It seems quite
Oh.
So here we go. We're going for a walk into nothingness. We're not sure what's down here. No, there's nothing down here, mate.
Is it just a dead end?
Although what's this here? No, it's just something we've built in. It's just a dead end. Yeah, it's just a dead end.
Oh, how boring. How dull. Oh, hang on. Things are going up here.
Yeah, that heads.
It literally goes nowhere. Oh, I think we've hit
through there is
a tunnel. There's a tunnel.
There's a rail tunnel. A really cool one, actually.
I just saw Charlie Creeper.
If you want to TP to me, you come into the tunnel. Just on the other side of that. Oh, sorry, I'm in charge of the weather. Set that to clear, shall we?
Well, this is pretty smart. Where are you? Oh, you've disappeared. This is a very nice tunnel. It's obviously a railway going somewhere.
This is a really smart tunnel. I'm honestly haven't ridden this railway for ages. So yeah, so what happened is we started making these tunnels, and before they just went straight through rock, didn't they? Pretty much. And
yeah.
Sometimes we made them 3 wide, but often we didn't even bother doing that. This comes out into just the main Jamesville station.
Ah, so it does. We'll cover all this later. Yeah, I'm in the great underground here.
Well, if you want to TP to me there, mate, that was a little detour.
It was a little detour. Right, okay, I'm coming over to the house. Yeah.
So this is where we actually spent weeks in this little bit. I do remember that all this place is our 2 bedrooms, which were rather nicely decorated. They're very comfy.
Yeah, I got a feeling we popped in here last week, didn't we? Briefly,
just to check it out.
Yes.
So if you have a look in from my bedroom, there's a sign on the wall that says "Secret KFC exit."
There is.
And if you follow the path, it comes to a little chicken generating machine. Even with flags that we came and added later on, with a little chicken on them. That's still working, look.
Yeah, it's all still working.
Little guys ready to grow up and instantly get lava on their head. I think your love of farming is on display here as well.
I do like a good farm.
Yeah, indeed.
I like a good farm. Yeah.
And so we went from farming. For some reason, we built an enormous bridge over the top. I think we were making things. So a lot of this episode is going to be focused around what little bits you can see dotted about of rail, which form a absolutely enormous roller coaster, which takes 5 or 6 minutes to get round. It's so enormous. And I think what we were doing when we built this roller coaster was trying to make it interesting, because otherwise it was just a big long railway. But we had it zooming round various things like the bridge we'd built, the tree house over this way.
Yeah.
So I think what we're going to do is make our way over all the farmland and the bits where we lived, past the station, the first station we built, which actually we looked at last episode. What I don't think we looked at was the machines last episode, was it?
No, we didn't look at the machines. I was
So just behind the station that we arrived at. It's like a redstone testing area. I think we were learning how to use redstone, and these machines they're all still working as far as I know. So yeah, so tell me what we've got.
Well, we've got a. I think this is just a die generation machine. So you put something here. You've got a rose there at the moment, and then you just switch it on. So I guess if we just. Well, actually, it looks as if the switch is the wrong way up. But oh, there you go.
That's just turning out loads and loads of flowers.
So it churns out loads of flowers, and you stuff them in there, and then you've got an easy way of making lots of dye. I've picked up 3 myself, so I don't need them. So basically, it just feeds. Yeah, as soon as you flick the switch, it feeds a load of bone meal onto the plant, generates a new plant. Oh dear, I've got pigs galore making a real racket now.
Well, should we slaughter some? So the piggy machine, I'm assuming this works. Feed the piggies. That probably lets some water in at the top.
Yeah.
There you go.
So have you got some carrots?
There we go. Give them some carrots.
Yeah.
Little piggies coming out anywhere down the bottom?
Should be. I'll have a look. I think them. Well, I don't know actually. Oh, yes, I think there are.
There they go.
We'll have to. Yeah, we've got some big ones in there already.
And I'm assuming this bottom button. Should we hit it?
Go on then.
Say goodbye to the piggies.
Bye bye, piggies.
Yeah, look, there you go. That lavas them up.
And we end up with lots of cooked pork chop.
Cooked pork chop still works. Look at that. Oh, actually.
Where did they all come from?
Where did this all come from? Hey guys, where you come from?
Did they float out of the top?
They just escaped.
Maybe is there a block missing or something? This is years ago that we made this thing.
I see a block missing. How did this lot get out? Oh, they're just following me around. My carrot now. Follow the carrot. I'm just going to tidy up the mess we've got.
Yeah, tidy up the mess. Put your pork chops in the thing. Come on, James.
Not too late. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe they bounced up.
Yeah,
We do need to make the top one higher.
maybe. Well, it's interesting. I mean, things do change. The mechanics alter as the years pass. So.
I think they can jump higher now. Maybe I'll just whack some slabs around the top. I don't reckon that'll happen again. And there you go. I even used a new bit of copper there.
Oh, very nice.
So not only do we like slaughtering pigs, we like slaughtering cows as well.
Well, it was very important, when you're survival, you need lots and lots of food to keep you going, don't you? Otherwise, things
So here they go. They're up again.
things get really, really, really difficult. Yes, but of course they can't move across yet because the other plate is in the way. So I guess do we jump? Is that right? Is that what we do?
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, they run through. Some of them have.
Yeah, and then they're stuck over here underneath the lava, and as soon as they break.
Oh, I think you have to have wheat in your hand. If you jump on it with wheat in your hand, that will probably attract the others through. The adults can't get through.
There you go. Oh, that'll do.
One of them stuck in the piston. Oh well, the principle works. So they will then grow up and just. Well, I'm afraid they're going to hit that lava block, aren't they? And that'll be the end of them.
Well, look here. This isn't a machine. This is just a witch. Just trapped a witch for some reason. Do not feed the witchy woo. Oh, and if you come around the back, she's actually tagged the witchy woo. God, what we spent our time doing, eh?
Wow.
Must take ages to capture that witch.
Misspent youth, basically. So what's this? What's this one? Yeah, this is the timber generating machine. It's the for instant lumberjack, electronic lumberjack. This is, well, not really a lumberjack. It's just it's a wood growing device.
Help yourself to a speedy axe. Excellent.
Oh dear me! You goon. Right. Okay. So what you need is a sapling. It seems we've got quite a lot of them in here. So if I get a little, oh, I had some anyway. Actually, an oak sapling. We plant it there. Oh, and off we go. And then.
Oh yeah, and then you can just chop the wood. Yeah, cool.
So did that work? How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's have a look.
Yeah,
I didn't.
have a look. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, fifth one.
Shoots it across.
Oh, shoots it across, and it
Nice load of timber with no stupid leaves attached.
and then stops. That's a really clever machine. So what happens then? Why does the... Oh, because of course the sapling grows into a tree, the piston comes along and shoves it along, and that's it. Brilliant. The very useful timber generation facility, choppers required. Well, we were building all of this stuff by hand, so it, we needed lots and lots of stuff, until of course we got bored.
Tutorials this stuff either.
Well, you built that.
The chicken farm definitely was from a tutorial. That chicken generating machine.
What's amazing is that it still works after all these years.
Yeah. So the tree house.
Ah, yes, the tree house.
It's just four jungle saplings, isn't it? And then you put a bit of earth on top. Another 4.
Yeah.
You've got an absolutely enormous tree.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is up at 120, so we're pretty high up.
Yeah, so life got easier later when you could use scaffolding. Back in that days, we used to have to tower up using blocks of earth, and that was a bit of a pain. And I was very prone to falling off, as you might recall. I would end up splattered on the ground.
Shall we ride the roller coaster? This is the main focus of this episode. Let's ride the roller coaster.
Well, we can do it. I don't.
As you can see over here, there's a big sign, a la Hollywood sign. It says Jamesland, and it was going to be a big fun park, but eventually we just built the roller coaster and then thought, well, that was fun.
I moved on. Yes.
Yeah. So if we head towards Krusty the Clown,
that actually happened a lot, I have to say.
Diagonal pits a lot there.
Now, interestingly,
do you know what would have been easier? We could have just made the entrance straight.
I don't know why you did it at an angle. Now there's another station here, and this is one of the modern design stations. The other one was new. So I guess this is the way in. What's that there? Oh, that's just a tunnel. Okay.
Yeah.
Is this the way in? Oh, yeah.
Oh, through the little, look at that, lapis-lined corridors.
Oh, very nice. We must have been doing some mining, mustn't we, to get all this stuff.
Just there. That cart doing there. Is this it?
There should be a cart all ready and waiting. I think that was how it was meant to work.
Oh, and then I click the button and it shoots.
Yeah, basically, you click the button and off you go.
Oh. Did another cart come in for you?
I don't know. I can't remember whether it was automatic. I don't think so. I think it's only really meant for one. And what happens is that when you finish the ride, it sends the cart back round to the beginning again, so you can have another ride if you want to. Oh my goodness me. So here we are riding. I'm riding the rail behind you, actually. Right back at the beginning. Whoa, very dark tunnel. Now, of course, this is another example of how they changed the iron railings. So we've ended up with spindle legs instead of decent legs. I suppose had we stayed in this world, we would have... Oh, hello.
Hello, mate.
What are you doing there?
I'm riding just in front of you. I'm not sure that's a good idea. The end.
Donk.
Hey.
I'd be amazed if this is still
yeah,
working.
The underwater section we had to fix later because they started making ice melt when it didn't before.
Oh yeah, that was annoying.
Catch me up here and bounce backwards.
No, I shouldn't think so. Oh. I was.
On the slower section.
We spent a long time getting it to slow down to just the right amount so that it would keep going and get to the next powered rail, but kind of went slowly as it would do on a real one.
Yeah.
This is your tunnel of colour.
Tunnel.
Lots of rainbow sheep bred to do that. Oh, so we're under the water here, aren't we? I think.
A lot of this might have been born out of. Oh look, it's a zombie.
Zombie, what's he doing in there?
Do you remember how just abundant redstone used to be?
Yes.
And so we had all these redstone blocks, thousands of them, because we'd done a lot of mining at this point and not really used it for anything. And so all of this, we just were like, well, we might as well just whack the rails straight into.
Yeah. Well, we must have had an awful lot of gold as well to make all these powered rails. There's far more than we'd really need.
Yeah.
But then, you know, we were still kind of figuring things out. Oh yeah, there's the little house. We were still figuring out how to do all this stuff. This is really early days, isn't it? Fairly impressive thing. There's going to be another drop in a minute. I can see it. You're just about to take it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Woo! Very clever.
So here we are, high up in the sky. There's another big drop coming in, bring us down lower. I think this one goes underwater again.
I think. Oh, yeah. This is through the lava. Oh, through the lava tunnel, I think.
Oh yes, we made.
Is it the lava tunnel?
Down into hell. Yeah, there's lava in the walls. And
oh. Yeah. Nether
quartz and lovely stuff. And we head up to go and see the bridge.
Oh yes, look at that. Oh, I just made it. I did, yeah, just made it through.
Hello, big bridge.
Did that always do that?
Lots of little drops. Oh, now this is the good bit. This is the big drop. Hello, treehouse. This is the cavernous underworld. I hope this shows up on your screen because it's quite dark, but there's a skull down here that we shoot through.
Oh,
it's really eerie.
Yeah, it looks. Oh, yeah, look at that spooky skull. That was very clever. You built that.
This is almost like a ghost train. This bit where there's various monsters on display as we go through. There's a blaze there.
I heard a witch howling. Oh, it's very dark. Very lava filled. Ah, and we're out. Oh, that's really good. It worked. The whole thing worked.
Yeah, and the minecart. Oh, the minecart thing's overflowed a bit, I think.
Yeah, that would be it. Oh, it has got a proper stacking. Ah, yes, there was a guy. That method of stacking minecarts and then using the trapdoor to, when the trapdoor flicks, it lets one through, flicks back up before any more can come through, drops down onto the powered rail beneath, and it delivers a new minecart. Mate, it's pouring with rain in this here world. Yes, but there is an inherent weakness in it, of course, because it can. Yeah, it can overflow if you
just keep coming and putting minecarts in. Oh, let's clear the weather again. I'm not doing my job, mate.
You're not.
Clear that weather.
Slacking. Okay, so from what is that coloured thing? Oh, is that just? What is that? Is that just the end of the?
The end. Yeah.
That's the end. Oh, very neat.
Just behind us, we still have two sheep going round and round. Experimenting with
we're experimenting. Yeah, I was trying to learn how all the switching worked and the points mechanisms and all that sort of stuff at the time, and using detector rails to flicker points and all that sort of stuff. They've been doing that for about 5 years.
Yeah.
Do you suppose they're bored?
I think they're having a great time.
That can be today's philosophical lemma. Do sheep get bored?
Sheep bored of this, yeah. I doubt it. We haven't fed them for a while though.
And what's that bit there? There's another bit of rail here. I don't even know what half of this stuff is.
Now there is a scenic railway all the way around our little village here.
There is, yes.
We can take a ride around the village. We did like a scenic railway.
What was in there? Anything interesting?
No, nothing. It's just where we were building, I think.
Right, so if I go back to the original station.
So here we are, yes. So if I check the episode list, this was Onward to Jamesville and Funland Amusement Park and Rollercoaster, and next is the beginning of Cloud City.
Yeah, well, we won't go there yet.
Should we go and do Cloud City lower?
I think we should do the scenic railway first.
Oh yeah, we haven't been around the scenic railway.
No. Well, this is interesting, this whole thing, because yeah, if I call for a minecart, this is basically the first attempt at an automated station.
This minecart's got a spider.
Yeah, kill it and get rid of the minecart or do something.
There you go, just died.
Okay, so
Didn't touch him.
if you jump in there and then press the button to your left, you'll go off around the and I can. So this is the I'm going to fly above you and just chat you through here. So you'll eventually get to a little halt. It gives you a little tour around. There's a little halt part way through where you can have a little stop and get out and a little walk across the bridge if you want to. If you don't, you.
Why we stopped here? I remember this. There was a monster spawner, which we kind of surrounded with water, so monsters come out of it and then drop down, and you can just kill them.
What this thing?
So this thing here, yeah, this goes down to it.
Oh, what is
Remember this?
I do not remember this. No.
Yeah, this is a little staircase that goes all the way down to sort of, I can't remember how many blocks it is. 30 blocks below the monster spawner?
Something like that. Yeah.
No, there's no guys here. Interesting. But if we knock that out, here it is. Look, so if you come in here and just look straight up.
Oh yeah.
The monster spawner.
Why aren't there any in here?
I don't
That's disappointing.
I think it works.
Oh, maybe it's because they can get out
Look, here we go.
at the back.
Oh yeah, they can just wander down into the ravine.
Well, that's not much fun, is it?
We were trying to make an automatic thing so that they were nearly dead and you can just hit them. But then I think we discovered a ravine behind it, like a big chasm. So we went and explored that instead. Got distracted.
We were terrible for getting distracted, weren't we? So I'll fix that. Where are you coming back down? There you go. Yeah. If you come out, I'll I'll put that back to rights, and then there. So that should work again now. Oh, very nice.
Cool. So okay. A little monster spawn device. I think that's why we stopped there.
Yeah. And the other thing actually that demonstrates is one of the early ways of stopping a minecart en route and being able to restart it again.
Yeah.
It's just using powered rails and a switch. Where's your minecart gone?
No, I've stopped it. Whack it back on.
Yeah, whack it back on there and give yourself a little.
Oh.
That's yeah. You did. You put it on the wrong side.
I'm coming back. Right.
Experts, as you can see, we're experts at this, really.
Lucky I've played this game so much, isn't it? Right, I'm off. I'm going this way instead.
So, round the monster spawner.
Round the back of the house.
Round the back of the house.
It's all nice with reeds. Look, there's a little jetty there out into the water.
Now, this one I can remember building.
Melon Island.
Yeah, Melon Island. I'll do the weather.
No, I got it. Done.
And there you go. You'll go through a little tunnel. You come out just the other side.
Oh, and it is a scenic bit.
Yeah. Through the woods. You go through the woods, through the reedy bit. And then along.
Back into the back of the station?
Yeah,
cool.
back into the station, and then you'll automatically come out of the exit. Now, the thing about this exit, this was my a first attempt. You jump out of the car onto that pressure plate, and that fires the car off into the storage system down below. Now, the big weakness with that whole system is that because the storage system is kind of open, you can get monsters falling into it or mobs falling into it, hence your spider. And in fact, the last time I ever used this, when I called for a minecart, there was a creeper in it. So,
Promptly blew you in the street.
yeah, well, it didn't because I was in creative mood, but
Uh,
yes. The other thing to note about this thing is the sheer size of it. And this station is huge, and all the switching mechanisms underneath it are really crude. And
did we check those out last episode?
I can't remember. I think we've been through it a couple of times, but yeah, it's. I mean, the big problem is the fact that, and we've mentioned it before, but I always wanted to have the selectors next to each other, which means you've got a problem on the back of it because you can't have your redstone.
Redstone all joined.
The redstone would all join, so you've got to drop some below ground, and you've got to use repeaters, and the whole thing is dreadfully messy. And then I found the design by Rabbidsmore, which although it uses 2 blocks per selector, is the most brilliant design, and it leads to much smaller stations. So if we go over to Jamesland, if I can find it, where's our boy gone?
It. James.
Where's Krusty gone? There he is. So if we look at the new station, and you can compare the size there, I mean, I think this one's only got 3 destinations on it, but it's so compact in comparison, and there's no danger of getting monsters spawning in your mine carts, because the stacking system is in fact a dispenser.
Yeah.
So because it's a dispenser, it's kind of hidden. I mean, there can be a danger that they can die on the. I think that you find underneath here there'll be hoppers. Yeah, there you go. There are hoppers that carry the minecart from the entrance through to the where you come into the station through to where you leave it. So sometimes they can die and drop into the hoppers, and that can cause a bit of a problem. But it doesn't happen very often. Oh, we've got a big exit here. That's unusual. Normally we just have one. So that was an early change there. So there we are.
Newtown as well. Can't wait to do that. Newtown's good.
Well, we did. I think. Oh yes, of course. I think. Well, we've got about 15 odd minutes left, although we started a bit late because of technical and family issues and all sorts. I think there are all sorts of stuff going on. But we could actually touch on that now if you wanted to. Just have a quick. I mean, we could. Yeah. I mean, where can you get to from this?
This station we've got.
Let's have a look where we are.
Newtown Central Station, Jamesville Central Mainline Station. Oh, so this goes just back there, and reserved for Rockwood Road.
So Newtown.
For future expansion. So this only really goes to Newtown or back to over there.
Well, we can go to Newtown. Actually, well, we're at the fun part. We can go straight back to which is the best way to go. We should go back to the old station and go to the Winter Palace. I can't remember. Have we had a look at that already? I can't remember.
Winter Palace, yeah.
Well, if we go there, we can then tool over to Jamesville. We can go to the lower station, the Cloud City lower station, which is where we want to be. So the Palace of Eternal Winter, we've deselected the scenic railway. Let's see if the older. It was interesting how long it took the minecart to be delivered. I mean, the new stations, the minecart's just sitting there waiting for you. Which is oh yeah, it was yeah. Do you want to jump on board and see if we can get there safe? Okay, off we go. Well, I've got to push the button. I mean, all of this is very crude and coarse and might not even work, but let's see.
Can't believe you had to push a button.
Oh no,
Yeah.
don't have to do that anymore. Oh, this is a really poor tunnel. This is single width tunnel, no decoration,
There you go, see.
lit by sea lanterns. Oh, we go under the water as well a little bit.
Under the water there a bit.
And
Anyway.
believe it or not, it's raining again, so I'll fix that. So off we go. This is a very interesting trip, isn't it? Look at the strange lighting system we had at the time. Sea lanterns.
We've just discovered sea lanterns.
Yeah, on top of. I mean, this has to have been done in creative.
Yeah, there's no way we found this many
Sea lanterns.
just out of what we only found a few of the underwater
temple things, yeah.
temple things. Oh, there's a minecart coming back your way.
Oh no, is there? Thank you.
Don't know where that was coming shooting around the rails for the last 5 years.
Oh dear. I've managed to get a lot of rubbish in my inventory. I don't know where it's all come from. Pork chops. And...
Definitely not me throwing stuff on the rails.
No, you don't do that, do you, James?
No,
Never do that.
Your inventory with rubbish? Why would I do that?
I can actually. I've got a map of all these railways. This is a 2-minute journey up to the Winter Palace.
You have a railroad map, of course.
I do.
Because we just kept getting lost.
We're
forgetting places that we built.
Yes, and interestingly here, some of the I can see some of the struts holding this lot up have been changed to diorite. So I think we're beginning to get a bit fed up with the changeover and actually fix some of it. Whoa, go. Yeah, there you go, up into the clouds. So we've been here before. We came here last week. I mean, I don't know whether everybody who was here last week is here this week, so it's just a stop. So now what we don't, there are 2 stations in Cloud City now. The original one, which was pretty much the first, well, no, not the first. I mean, it was the first big station built. It has quite a number of lines out of it, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 10 lines out of that station. So that's where we need to be, the lower station. No, this will reset automatically here. I can follow James as he goes on his journey.
So how long is this on your railway map?
Not very long. I mean, 1 minute 22 seconds. And this one has definitely been sorted out. This is all on diorite props.
See, and this is the beginning of our obsession with the railways, linking everything together.
Yeah.
So you could just travel around the world without having to just TP all the time. Which, although TPing would have been a lot quicker, but this is just kind of nice.
Well, I did get obsessed with the railways, I have to say. I was looking for the ideal solution so that you could have multiplayers and you could get from any of your locations to any of your other locations. I better drop down a bit now because
this is a good view coming in.
It's coming. Yeah, you see Cloud City.
Cloud City, but we're actually starting down below. Yeah, pretty cool. Disappearing up into the clouds.
Whilst you're just getting yourself out of the station, I think it's worth mentioning at this point that now this was actually quite early. The lower town was quite early, and you might remember last time we were talking about we went around your mega villa, which in fact is just across the water. Here it is, with the first of the massive trees that got built. Here is your mega villa. I think was it a guy called Corellis or something like that? If I remember, Corellis. Yes, and he was the inspiration for your thing.
In real time. It was really impressive.
Yeah.
And so I watched that and then came and built it.
How long did it take?
Oh, weeks. Oh, for him.
For him.
Hours, because it was all straight off his brain. And
God.
To replicate what he'd done. It took forever.
Was it similar to this then, his, or?
I think I got it almost identical.
Really? That's amazing. And the station we built later, but using the same pattern. So I'll come back and we'll just have a little rummage around. And we're kind of jumping the gun a bit, but why not? It's all good fun. And this station is really quite massive. So I can see 1, 2, 3. No, there are 6 rails coming out of the back.
We saw this one last week because we came in.
Yeah.
We came in here.
And 1, 2, 3.
We never had a proper look around. We sort of said, right, this is what we're going to look at some point. I don't know why suddenly so much thunder and lightning in this place.
Change the game, I think.
I think let's change the weather. But yes, this was the first village. Look, you've got an old iron foundry there. And
it was an original village. It was one of the first we found, I think.
Yeah, we built ourselves little houses. Oh, hello, Ned. Oh yeah, and you get all sorts of badness spawning down here because it's not very well lit.
It isn't. Well, yes. I mean, we went and put a great big lid on it. Just that idea of having a city above a city above a village came somewhere along the line, and we busied ourselves by building a massive platform to house the upper city, and of course it made the requirement for light down here. Yeah, it made it very dark.
This is where the paupers are. So we just expanded this village a bit, I think. With
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah.
Oh, look, it's a lovely little house with a little kitchen room and a bedroom.
Let's have a look.
Kitchen and a bedroom.
Is there another room in here?
Yeah, there's a little bedroom to the side.
Oh, look at that. Yes, it's not very elaborate, is it? We got far more elaborate later on in our designs.
So they get a bed. That's it.
Well, they've got a rather nice garden out of the back. They obviously care for their plants. Oh, and yeah.
These poor guys didn't even get windows.
Where are you now? There's a lot of foliage around here. I kind of lost you.
I've got Enderman and...
Let me see. Let me come to you.
You can't see my name tag under here because it's so dark. Oh, hello.
Oh yes, there we are.
This is another little building, but round the back of here.
Oh, this is nice though. This one. This is more, definitely more elaborate. 64 diamonds in one chest, and strangely 64 in the other. I think that was probably not mined. And also no pressure plate. You've disappeared again.
Hello. I found the pathway to the rest of the houses. Behind you.
Oh yes, there we are.
So this is another little house there. But up these stairs, there's a nice little row of more houses.
Wow, look at this. I don't remember this at all. Let's have a look in some of these. Oh, you see, they're not unelaborate.
It's got a nice back garden.
This one's got a nice back garden too. It's a bit dark, but
I've got a feeling this was all pretty nice before we put a roof on top.
yes, I think it probably was.
Just left the poor residents to it. I bet there was villagers as well that have just been eaten.
Yeah, maybe we should have left some holes, some skylights. We need to. It's very dark, isn't it? There's what else have we got along here? So that was that one.
I mean, that's pretty much it. Just a bit of farming. We obviously had a nice few flowers under here to make it livable.
Oh, that's just the door into the same garden. Is there just one house along here? What's this up the? Oh, there's another house in the hill.
No, like a little Lord of the Rings hermit cottage.
There seemed to be a mandatory need to have 64 diamonds in every in every chest.
They're hoarding their stuff.
I think we must have, obviously we built some of these farming areas down here, but we've used the pattern they normally use for the generated ones, so it looks pretty nice. It actually looks pretty nice. This was a nice village before we covered it all up. So shall we?
Outside the village, actually, we've got the church. We built a church.
Yes, this is rather elegant, isn't it?
I'm not quite sure which religion this church is, but it's a church nonetheless. It's got a cross.
Actually, the whole design is a cross, if you include the path as well.
No. Oh yeah. Cool.
You can see the little graveyard down below, and I think those are called graveyard cottages, aren't they? So let's have a look in the church.
Oh, over there. Yeah.
Triple door. There's obviously a very God-fearing population here in Cloud City Lower.
I tell you, you've got iPads. You've got iPads rather than books. We used to have Bibles, now we've got 3 iPads.
Well, things move on, don't they?
They do indeed.
It's made that look as if it's been suspended. That's rather clever. There's string going across there, look. The altar.
Right out the back, there's a graveyard.
I'll come out.
These are called graveyard cottages. Yeah, well remembered. Number 3.
Whoop.
Oh no, they're called graveyard cottage. Number 2, 3, 4, and 5.
And they're all
decorated as well.
They're all decorated. I think they're modelled. Each one is pretty much the same design, isn't it? Just different colours. And you've got the little gardens out at the back, slightly different again.
Quite cool. Like little terraced houses.
Yeah.
That's where the coal miners live.
Must have taken a long time to build these, I suppose. Even though you've got the design figured out, it still takes a while, doesn't it? Yeah, very good.
Oh, how spooky, mate. This graveyard's got a couple of uncovered ones.
With bones in? Oh no.
Bones. Yes, that's true. We built a crypt as well, which if you look from the top, just it's in the shape of a coffin.
Well, we had a bit of a macabre sense of humour.
Spooky.
It's quite spooky, isn't it? Oh God, it's got an upside down cross on it. Well, I suppose it depends which way you look at it, doesn't it? Let's put it that way round it.
Should we go down? Let's have a look.
Yeah, let's go down. Go down.
You are now entering the Crypt of Doom. I call things of Doom far too much. That was the Rollercoaster of Doom.
Was it? Well, we were probably playing quite a bit of Doom at the time, even though it's an old game. Whoa.
Yeah, spooky. Look, the ceiling's dripping.
Wow.
Well, at least that dynamic still works, where if you've got water within one block, it actually
drips through, yeah. Yeah, it also drips through stairs, so you have to be a bit careful if you're building a proper roof on something. I'm guessing there's lighting beneath some of these the carpet blocks. So
yeah, and all these
chests. Bones and bone meal.
Man, it's good crypt. Very spooky.
I like the skulls. The skulls are very cool. Black skull up here, white skulls, black skulls, and a couple of creeper heads.
I'm not sure if it was a server I used to play on, but if you used to be able to jump and whack a mob with one hit with an axe, you'd sometimes, one in every 10 you'd get a head. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
I think that was a server we were playing on. That it must have had some sort of plugin. I don't remember that ever actually being in the game.
Oh, look at that. There was no smoke. Do you remember there was no campfires, so you couldn't make a proper chimney? So we used cobwebs. We used to go mining to get cobwebs.
Yeah, you'd have to have a silk touch sword, wouldn't you?
Yeah, gosh.
That was on speed.
Where are you?
Should we wander up to the staircase? This might take us to Cloud City Upper. Just have a look at Cloud City Upper.
Well, we can do, yeah. We can do.
Why not? We've been streaming 44. Let's do another 10. Unless you've got stuff to run off to. We can save
No, I haven't got anything to run off to.
I'm not sure where the staircase goes. I'm just following it. Yeah, it just comes out right at the top.
Of
the mansion that's cut into the side of the rock.
What mansion? Oh, the mansion.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yes.
Oh, this is water.
What's that doing?
There's swimming pools on top.
Oh, seriously, that can't be. Is that intentional? We put ponds on the top of it.
I think we did. A couple of swimming pools just for a laugh. But they get snowed on.
Yes. Well, and then there's this railway runs through the middle of the house thing going on. I remember this. We never decorated it. In fact, most of this Cloud City it's made, never decorated. I mean, maybe we could do that at some point. And I think wasn't there an observation? Yes, that's the observation platform up there.
Gives you a good view, does it?
Whoops. Yes, I think you can get a railway up to this space. Yes, there's a railway that comes up to here from the Cloud City, and yeah, you can come up and use this to look out over the magnificent Cloud City below. And you've got, look at you, you've got, I don't remember you building that even, but you've got roof gardens on some of those buildings.
Yeah. Get rid of the snow. Yeah.
And
helipads.
is that water on the top of this building as well? Yes, you obviously went through I'm going to build a swimming pool on top of a building.
That's just decadence, isn't it?
And you know,
Build your building, you put a swimming pool on top.
Did you see recently that they've done that between two buildings? Is it in London? I
Oh,
think
I
it
saw
might be
that
in London.
yeah. Is it the Shard?
Well, I don't know whether I don't think it's the Shard, but there are two blocks of flat. I think only the people in certain of the apartments can actually use the thing. But it looked horrendous to me. I wouldn't want to go in it because I'm a big scaredy cat. Yeah, I'm total hate heights. In fact, even just looking down from where I am above you, it makes my knees go weak.
Yeah, and these just extend right up into the clouds. You can actually get up all these, I think.
I believe you can. It's a long walk.
But you're right, they're not particularly decorated.
They're not at all decorated. There might be one or two offices down below that have a few bits and bobs in.
I think we started and then we were like, actually, it looks amazing. Let's just leave it.
Well,
yeah,
this.
just
Go on.
here where I am, part of the quadrangle.
Oh.
This is part decorated. There's all offices and desks, and it's all blue and white inside, nice and clean.
Oh, let's have a look then. Quick.
There's
Oh,
one standing on
can't resist it now. I've got to have a look. How do you get into these things? Where's the way in? Ah, found it. No, I haven't. How do you get in here?
Oh yeah, this is just a gap, just here. Here you go. It looks like the door's open.
What door? Oh, there's the door. Oh, you and your doors. Well, there's nothing on the bottom floor. Oh, but there is here. Look at this. It looks more like a little little meeting place, that does. Very lax design, really. Oh, you've actually got some shulker boxes in there, blue and white. Very nice. This was quite clever, this bit, I thought. I like what you did here because you did one of them, I think, and thought, oh, that's interesting. I can make 3 more and make this into a sort of square thing.
Yeah.
So actually, when you go and look at the thing from above,
it's almost like a circle.
Yeah, it's really quite good with a sort of circle in the middle. That was really clever. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, the office next door is pretty decorated as well.
Maybe we start. I mean, if you recall back, what happened was we had so much in this world. Eventually, the server gave up on us. It couldn't cope, and we just moved on. Oh yeah, this is nice. Look, you've obviously done something in here. There's nice tables and there's no facilities or anything. There's no cooking facilities or dispensers or chests. Where do they store their paperwork, mate? Come on.
No, I haven't got any. It's all on iPads.
I think Florence and I built the biggest building in this place. That huge tall tower there with the.
That's enormous, yeah.
And we never finished that.
You look once next to it as well.
You can actually get up that one. I don't know what this looks. I don't know, this looks like the telephone, the post office. That looks like the post office tower in London.
Oh yeah, that's a bit.
With the larger top than bottom. What else? Where are you now?
So I'm next to your massive tower. There's a couple of really interesting buildings here.
Oh yeah, yes. You kind of built one like an art museum.
Yeah.
Is that one of them? So it's this thing here. Yeah, one's like a wedge. Incidentally, I watched Grand Designs last night. Absolute genius guy. Bought this plot of land in Sussex. Found there was a massive sewer running through it, which chopped 2/3 of the building area out. So he designed this. It was like a wedge of cheese.
Right.
And he built it himself. I mean, the guy was incredible, really. Totally eccentric, as was his wife. And they were in the middle of IVF at the time as well. They had a baby in the middle of all of this. And he built this unbelievable wedge-shaped pointy building. It was incredible. Most of the construction in timber. And he built pretty much all of the framework for it in 6 weeks, single-handed.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely incredible. So you've got that wedge-shaped building, and you've got this unusual thing here with... What is this? It's like a semi-sphere or something? I mean, look at it. I think this was going to be the art gallery. but we never ended up putting anything in it.
No art in it.
What's the floor? Oh, it's clay and quartz.
Yeah, it makes that carpet.
Clay and quartz. Yeah, very nice. That's a very nice building, that. We really should spend an episode maybe putting some stuff in one of these things.
Yeah, like the one I'm currently in, the big tall blue building.
Which one is
it? Staircase kind of halfway up, and then we just stopped.
The big tall blue building? But they're all big, tall and blue.
Yeah, sorry. Great description there.
Well, big pointy one that's just all glass. It's like a framework. Whoops. I heard you breaking something.
Hello.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, so the staircase goes up halfway.
And then stops?
So what we actually built was something that looks amazing from the outside as long as you don't look too closely.
Yes, and you find there's no door. And nothing inside it.
Indeed. There's
a great little map just near the station at the back.
Yeah.
Yes, it shows you that all the railway lines coming in. I mean, this really did become a centre. I think this is where, in fact, if I go back down to the lower city, this is where the original minecart research centre was built. Yeah, there it is over there. And in fact, where
with the sheep on the roof.
Yeah, with the sheep on the roof.
Still going.
Yeah, I wonder if they're bored. I mean, they are spending their entire lives going round in circles, aren't they? Look at them. You can switch them off, but I feel disinclined to do. Oh, well, you can't do that to them.
I'll just give them a bit of food. You know, it'll be nice to the sheep. Oh, and actually, just across from there is a wonderful little. This is James's rabbit burrow. I don't know what that means. But just across from here is a cool little modern house.
What is that doing there? I don't remember this being built or even being here.
It's got a dark oak driveway.
What? Chorus plants growing in the garden, which is unusual. Where's your dark oak driveway?
Little purple kitchen.
Oh, there it is. Yes, sorry.
Hey, we'd obviously discovered the end at this point.
I think so.
Chorus fruits, yeah, purple.
Yeah.
That's quite a funky little house.
It is, isn't it? What's upstairs? You got a little bedroom up here? Oh no, it's a balcony. You can just sit and look out on the research centre opposite.
Yeah.
And the railway line snaking away into the distance. And what's this? Oh, you've got a music room. See where your priorities lie. Lots of TV and music, but no bed to sleep in.
No, who needs a bed?
Tired people need beds. I need a bed. I love being in bed.
I think at some point during this tour we might have to do an underground exploration just to see what we were doing at the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this James's rabbit hole goes down to just not very much, but like a little room and a spawner and another gigantic mine.
Thank you. Sort it out.
Oh right, it's here. Yeah.
So I don't know where is this rabbit hole?
Oh, there's nothing particularly to see down there.
Oh, right, okay.
It's just it was obviously a bit of mining being done, all sorts of stuff. So Cloud City upper. So if we go back to the Cloud City, should we go to the upper station? Will that take us off to Farsi Island? Because the next stop.
Well, we're going to talk a bit about railways and stations, aren't we? And first station over at Jamesville next time.
Oh, that's true.
But so maybe we'll leave. We haven't actually looked behind the scenes and how all that redstone worked and the switching and how this thing got developed, this massive thing.
So next episode we're going to have one about railways.
A bit about the railways, I think, about the development of the railways, starting with the first station back in Jamesville, and then this station, because this I think we had a little look last week at the point switching in this particular, which is, I mean, it works, but look at it. I mean, what an absolute carnage of a mess.
Yeah, so next week, well, what we could do is a tutorial and actually build a station.
Ah, yeah, we could. I'm not sure.
We'll have a chat about that during the week.
I think we better. I think that might be a bit tricky. I make a lot of mistakes when I'm building these things, but yeah, maybe it's a thing to do. Yeah, to build one of the automated stations. It's that basically the new. Well, if we go to Cloud City Upper, that would be the place to look briefly.
It's a nice little 3-stop station, something like that.
Yeah, first of all, it's that, and secondly, it's actually a modern one. It's the new design. So you have the selectors. This is a station. This is a station on Rabbidsmoor with the selectors, but the clever stuff happens behind the scenes, and because basically there's always a minecart waiting for you, and all you have to do is jump into it, and it takes you to whichever station you've selected. There seems to be a zombie wandering about in there, which means it's not really.
I've got signs telling me this is for Redstone and Railroad engineers only.
Yeah.
Rails, engineers only.
Yes, indeed. So if you go around the back, well, you can get into all of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes.
Oh, hey, there's a ton back here.
Actually, this one's pretty well hidden away, actually, isn't it?
Stuff out there,
yeah, the redstone is the redstone's actually all hidden away. It's really quite neatly done, this particular one.
If you come back this way,
where are you going? Around there?
The exit where all the rails exit.
Yeah,
There's a couple of really cool tunnels.
Well, exit and enter. I mean, that's the clever thing about this. So these are two different destinations going off here, and yeah, this is one of the more modern tunnels, as you can see. It's pretty cool looking, really.
Yeah, I've got another one underneath shooting off somewhere else.
And two destinations as yet unused. So I can see a time when this tunnel might, if we'd carried on with it, this tunnel might have been expanded to a. I mean, we all probably already had to expand it to take the second rail line through here, and
completely different direction.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, once to Desert Central.
Yeah, don't know where the other one goes.
Actually, I'm kind of over to your left. There's an amazing bridge over here. Let's see this bridge in case we don't actually get it on the screen.
Oh yeah, that is pretty nice, isn't it? I remember building that one.
Look at that.
Yeah, that is all done properly.
Almost feel bad for reveling in our own genius, doesn't it? Yeah, that was cool. So next time, railways.
Yes, we'll have a little chat about the railways, and how they got developed and how they improved. Actually, if you keep going a little way, you can see the station this goes to. In fact, it's with the Winter Palace. We're back at the Winter Palace. It's that close. So that's a minute on the minecart, but if you fly it, it doesn't take that long.
I'm actually hearing some of those funny underwater fish.
Oh, are you?
That are hanging around the underwater temples. So I don't know why that would be. Strange. So guys, thank you very much for joining us. If you watched that live on Twitch, or if you're watching us back on various episodes that we've now done on YouTube, sorry about the weather. That was my job. Apologies
Yes.
for being slightly late, and if I'm a little bit quiet, but we'll definitely have the audio sorted for next time. And yes, next time, railways in Redstone. So tune in then.
Okay.
Thanks everyone. Bye.
Bye.